Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andre, and I work at Progress Holding. For 20 years, Progress Holding has been helping investors and entrepreneurs from more than 30 countries confidently enter the Polish market and successfully develop their businesses. Our team supports clients at every stage, from company registration to daily accounting and administrative support. Today, we will analyze a step-by-step plan for implementing the National System of Electronic Invoices, or KSeF. This presentation has been prepared specifically for limited liability companies, since the procedure for authorization and assignment of rights for legal entities has its own critical features compared to individual entrepreneurs. What is KSeF? Let's start with a definition. KSeF is a government platform that completely changes the document management process. Now it is the only place for issuing, sending, and storing invoices. The most important change to remember: an invoice is legally considered issued, not when you create it in PDF or print it, but only when it is successfully sent to the KSeF system. This will become mandatory for all taxpayers from February 1st, 2026. Why would a company implement this now if the deadline is April 2026? Firstly, to avoid last-minute chaos. Setting up systems takes time. Secondly, we are moving to a structured format. Invoices are transformed from visual documents, PDF, into datasets, XML. Our goal is to integrate KSeF with your current invoicing system so that the submission process becomes automatic and seamless for employees. Important notice: upon the implementation of KSeF, only a document registered in the system is recognized as a valid invoice. Paper versions are no longer valid. Sending a document to the system means it is considered automatically received and acknowledged by the recipient, regardless of whether they have actually opened it or not. Requirements: formal and technical. Let's move on to preparation. The company, of course, must have NIP, REGON, and KRS active. The key difference for an LLC: the board member indicated in the KRS must have a personal trusted profile, profile ZAW-FA, or a qualified electronic signature, podpis kwalifikowane. It is through them that the company's initial authorization in the system will take place. The technical part is quite simple: a computer with a modern browser and stable internet. But the main thing is your software. Check your ERP system that issues invoices. Does it have a KSeF module? If not, the program needs to be updated urgently. Also, if you do not use Profile ZAW-FA, make sure that you have a qualified certificate, signature, on physical media. Step 1. Submitting the ZAW-FA form. Please note, this is the most important slide for LLCs. Individual entrepreneurs can log into the system immediately. However, for LLCs, the KSeF system does not know who has the right to manage accounts. Therefore, the first step is to submit the ZAW-FA form to the tax office. In this document, you state, "This specific person with this PESEL number is the main administrator for our company." Only after this form has been processed by the tax office will you be able to log into the system. How to fill in the ZAW-FA notification for KSeF? Progress Holding presents instructions. How to fill in the ZAW-FA notification for KSeF. To log into KSeF, National Electronic Invoice System, with owner rights for a limited liability company, you must have a qualified electronic seal or submit a ZAW-FA notification specifying the natural person to whom the relevant rights will be assigned. The ZAW-FA notification is submitted to the tax authority in paper form. How to fill in the ZAW-FA notification for KSeF. In position 1 in the upper left corner, you must indicate the NIP, tax identification number, of the limited liability company. Section A, place and purpose of submission. In item 5, enter the name of the relevant head of the tax office to which the form is being submitted. In item 6, mark X for the purpose of submitting the form, granting of powers. Section B, data of the taxpayer or entity, granting or revoking authorization to use the National Electronic Invoicing System. In Section B, you must provide the details of the limited liability company. In item 7, you must mark X to indicate that the entity is not a natural person. In item 8, enter the full name of the company. In items 9 to 17, you must provide the address of the legal entity, location. In items 18 to 19, enter the contact details. Section C. Details of the person authorized to use the National Electronic Invoice System. In item 20, you must specify the tax identification number of the person authorized to use KSeF, which is NIP or PCL. In item 21, you must enter the NIP or PCL of the person authorized to use KSeF. In items 22 to 24, enter the surname and first name of the person authorized to work in KSeF. In items 28 to 38, enter the address of the place of residence of the person authorized to use KSeF, as specified in the notification, as well as their telephone number and email address. Section D. Submission of unique data, identifying a qualified electronic signature that does not contain a tax identification number, NIP, or PCL number. Item 39. This is where you enter data identifying the electronic signature, SHA 256, that does not contain either a NIP or a PCL number. This section is completed in the following cases. In Section A, point 6, box number 3 is ticked, declaration on the provision of data identifying the electronic signature. Or in Section A, item 6, box number 1 is ticked, granting of authorization. But the person to whom we want to grant access to use KSeF, specified in Section C, does not have a NIP or PCL, but has a qualified electronic signature that does not contain this data. Where can I obtain unique data identifying a qualified electronic signature? This data is taken from the certificate installed in the system. Using the Windows system as an example, in the control panel, go to User Certificate Management. To find this option, you can enter the word Certify, Certificates, in the search field. In the next window, select the certificate of the person you want to register and double-click on it. Double-clicking will open the certificate, and at the bottom, you will find the fingerprint path. After opening the Details tab, the full fingerprint code is displayed at the bottom of the window, which you can copy. Section E. Signature of the taxpayer or entity, person representing the LLC. Section E must be signed by the person representing the company who grants authorization in KSeF. The completed ZAW-FA notification should be sent to the tax office in paper form. It can only be used to register the first person. Subsequent persons with broader powers can be registered electronically by the person authorized to grant powers. Progress holding clients can use the Submitting a ZAW-FA Application service by sending the relevant instruction to their account manager. What is ZAP-3 and who needs to file it? Let's break down the ZAP-3 form. Many have heard of it, but not everyone knows what it is for. Simply put, ZAP-3 is a way to tell the tax office, my details have changed. It is not a tax return. You do not need to calculate your income here. It is purely an informational form. But most importantly, this is the form used to provide your bank account number to the tax office. If you want to receive your tax refund quickly and directly via direct deposit to your account, rather than waiting for a cash postal order, you must fill out this form. It is designed for individuals, natural persons. In other words, if you work under an employment contract or a civil law contract and you have a PCL number, this form is for you. You need to submit ZAP-3 in 2 main cases. If you have changed your residence address, and this happened mid-year, rather than just before filing your annual tax return. If you have changed banks or want to provide your account number to the tax office for the first time to receive refunds. Important note, if you run your own business, JDG, you do not submit this form. You update your data through the CEIDG registry. Also, if you are a foreigner, you must file ZAP-3 in order to process the ZAW-FA form. They are usually submitted together. The form looks large, but you only need to fill in a few fields. Let's go through the steps. In field number 1, enter your 11-digit PCL number. Important note, write the digits clearly, 1 in each box. Do not use any dashes or spaces. In Section A, write the name of the tax office competent for your place of residence. In Section B, provide your personal details, first name, last name, residential address, and contact information. In Section C, insert the date and your signature. In Section D, official notes. This is the large gray field at the very end. Do not write anything here. This section is intended exclusively for tax office employees. They place their stamps and notes regarding the receipt of the document there. How and where to submit ZAW-3. Submit it together with the ZAW-FA form to the tax office. You have 3 options: in person, print the form, sign it, and take it to the submission window at your local tax office. By post, send it via registered letter. Online, via the website podatki.gov.pl. This is the fastest method. The system will automatically pre-fill your details, so you won't have to search for the tax office's address or stand in line. Step 2. Logging in and registering the entity. Once the ZAW-FA has been accepted, the administrator logs in to the ksef.gov.pl website. Login is via their personal profile or signature. Within the system, click on the Subject Registration button. Enter the company's NIP and activate its account. You will then have access to the Rights Management panel. Organizing roles in the company. Within the system, we divide roles for security purposes. The administrator, usually a member of the board or chief accountant, manages access. They decide who can send invoices and who can only view them. Users are accounting staff or managers. Each of them logs into the system under their personal profile, but acts on behalf of the company. There should be no shared passwords. Step 3. Integration with ERP. Now, we connect KSeF to your program. In your KSeF personal account, you can generate a special long code, an authorization token. This token must be copied and pasted into the settings of your accounting program. It works like a key. The program remembers it and subsequently communicates with the ministry's servers automatically, without the need to enter passwords each time. Step 4. Test sending an invoice. Before you start real work, run some tests. KSeF has a special test environment. Switch your program to this mode. Generate an invoice for 1 zloty and send it. If the system returns a UUID number and a UPO document confirmation, it means that the technical channel is configured correctly. Only then can you switch to live, productive mode. How does your daily work change when sending invoices? You create an invoice as usual, but instead of clicking print, you click send to KSeF. The system checks the file structure, seconds, and assigns it a unique number, UUID. From that moment on, the invoice is considered issued and received by the counterparty. There is no need to send it additionally by post, but you can send a visualization PDF for the customer's convenience. Receiving invoices. Receiving invoices makes the process even easier. You don't need to check your mailbox or search for emails in your spam folder. Invoices from all your suppliers are automatically sent to KSeF. Your accounting program downloads them itself. The accountant's task is to check the downloaded document, match it with the order, and enter it into the accounts. Be sure to save, archive, the XML files of the invoices in your system. Implementation checklist. Let's summarize. Your action plan. 1. Collect data and verify the electronic signatures of the management board. 2. Submit the ZAW-FA form to the tax office. This may take some time. 3. Register your company on the portal. 4. Generate a token and configure your ERP. 5. Run tests. 6. Train employees on the new procedure. Technical support and documentation. Where to find help? The main resource is the website ksef.gov.pl. It contains instructions and answers to frequently asked questions. The Ministry of Finance hotline is also available. However, in 90% of cases, it is better to contact the developer of your accounting program for technical questions, as you will be working in their interface. Also, if you would like to learn more about KSeF, we invite you to read the interesting articles on this topic available on our website. If you have any remaining questions or need assistance with KSeF, our company, Progress Holding, will be happy to help you. Thank you for your attention and see you soon.